friendship lasts to the end of time. And if I knew the answer, it wouldn't matter just the same. Can't you hear a tiny voice trying to keep alive the flame? The flame, the flame, the flame, the flame, the flame. What makes a baby smile? Warm a cryptic heart. What makes two lovers world hold them fall apart? And if I knew the answer, it wouldn't matter just the same. Can't you hear a tiny voice trying to keep alive the flame? And if I knew the answer, only if I knew, it wouldn't matter just the same. Only if I knew. Can't you hear a lonely voice trying to keep alive the flame?
It's time to grow up. Hello, guys. Welcome back to the next episode of Qua. So today Rachel isn't here, so I've got my friend Jasmine coming and filling in. Thank you, Jasmine. You need your microphone. Sorry, I forgot to give her a mic.
Hello.
Okay, so today I'm going to be teaching her and you all how to create a Dungeons and Dragons character. Now, everyone makes them slightly differently. I don't use that point system that some people use. I just use dice, which reminds me, I actually need more dice than what I gave us. Give me 2 seconds. Jasmine, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Jasmine.
You're doing great, sweetie. Okay, Jasmine, do you have any idea what kind of character you want to create today, or are we starting from the bare minimum of knowledge?
Bare minimum.
Cool. Bare minimum.
I know nothing.
That's okay. I didn't either until like beginning of this year, end of last year, something like that. Because I've been dying to play for ages. I almost started a game when I think it was 16 with some friends. But that didn't follow through because I was busy. And then they never played a second game because one of the people were a massive dickhead. Dice ASMR. Anyone who actually plays D&D will appreciate that. I really should have set this up better. I'm sorry. Your girl needs help. Your girl needs help. Where are my D6s? They're all up the bottom of the bag, apparently. Okay, there we go. Okay, first we'll start off by rolling stats.
Okay.
So your stats essentially determine the strengths of your characters. You have six strengths. Strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. Now, there's a great comparison to tomatoes to help figure out what this all is. So strength is how you can crush a tomato. Dexterity has how far you can throw a tomato. Constitution is how well you can stomach a rotten tomato. Intelligence is knowing a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad. And then charisma is how easy you could sell a tomato.
Okay.
So that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Hi, Russell.
Hello, I'm sorry, I'm just testing the mic.
Sage probably didn't set it up right. That's my fault.
Can you talk for me?
Hello?
Yeah, that's all it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm out of here. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Anyway, so when you're rolling stats, like I said, some people do this differently to what I do it and to what I was taught. But for each stat, you roll 4d6s. So this one is 1, 3, 2, 1. Now, when you roll a 1, you can re-roll them because you don't want shit stats.
Okay.
Exact same thing. Okay. So then you would take the 3 highest dice, add them together, and that ends up being one of your stats.
Okay.
And you have to do that 6 times.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I shall give you those, and you can start rolling. So you got some 1s, so you can re-roll those. Yep.
So 15?
Yep, that's 15.
That's
And
my strength?
write them at the top for now, because
okay.
then you can choose afterwards, because some people, they put their stats in straight away, but I do it based on the character I'm creating.
Okay.
So that's why I roll my stats first. And then we do it 5 more times.
Okay.
It's a bit of a process to create a character, but once you get used to it, it's actually quite easy,
Yeah.
which is nice.
So that's 10.
Yep. Gonna put away my other ones. So you can re-roll.
17.
That's really good.
Again.
That's also really good. Anything above a 10 is good because with your stats, they become pluses and minuses. So like a 10 is a 0, 11's a 0, but a 12 becomes a +1.
Okay.
And that's the stats you'll put into your skills and your saving throws and everything.
15.
Mm-hmm. So for anyone watching our live stream, it's a lot easier to see. If you're looking at the podcast, you have to probably print out a sheet to see what the hell we're on about.
17 again.
Nice. You have very neat handwriting.
Thank you.
Just putting it out there. Okay. So then what I do next is I choose race, which I do it in the order it's in the book: race, class, and then background. And these are 3 different things that'll give you different abilities and equipment and all those kind of things. But some people, I'm pretty sure it was my ex Stephen. He did his class then his race, or he did something differently that we disagreed on. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 races to choose from in the player's handbook. If you go online to D&D Beyond, there are some other characters, and there's plenty of homebrew characters online. But just for now, we just use the book. So we have dwarf, pretty self-explanatory. Everyone knows what a dwarf is. Short, little, angry person. I know a few of those. Then you have an elf, classic. You have a halfling, which is another word for hobbit.
Okay.
Then we have human. I wonder what those are.
No idea.
You have a dragonborn, which is a dragon humanoid kind of thing.
Okay.
You have a gnome, half elf, half human, half elf, most of the time. Half orc, same thing, half human, half orc. And a tiefling, which it's hard to describe what exactly a tiefling looks like. But essentially a tiefling is like a cursed bloodline kind of thing.
Okay.
I'll quickly pop up a photo for you. What's classes? That's a tiefling.
Okay.
So, I don't know, I guess.
Kind of like a witchy looking.
Yeah, it's a witchy looking kind of person, usually about purpley skin, a little bit of a tail. You got some massive Spock eyebrows going on. So anyways, out of those, which ones do you reckon you're most intrigued to create?
Can you go through them again?
Yep. Dwarf, elf, halfling, human, dragonborn, gnome, half elf,
With the
half
elf,
orc, tiefling.
is
Yes.
that more like Lord of the Rings elf? Or...
There are 3 different kinds of elves. There is a high elf, which is Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's then a wood elf, but I'll double check. And then there's a drow elf, which is your stereotypically evil elf.
Okie dokie.
Yes, so...
I think the Dragonborn sounds pretty cool.
Okay, cool. Dragonborn, here we go. So here's a Dragonborn.
Not too bad.
They look pretty cool.
Yeah.
And depending on the bloodline you choose, you get resistance to certain attacks, which, depending on your enemies, really, really does help. Okay.
I don't know, what characters would you recommend?
Well, I kind of hop all over the place with the characters I create, because I have another book that has some other races in it, like there's a firebolg, which is I guess I'd kind of describe as like a big friendly ogre looking kind of thing, and there's changelings, which change your appearance, those kind of things. My current is a half elf bard.
Okay.
Which I do love. Her name is Ferris. This is a campaign I'm doing with Rachel, actually. That was supposed to be a one-shot, but it turned into a campaign. They always do. But yeah, I don't really have any recommendations because they all come with their different strengths and weaknesses. It's mainly, I don't know, what you feel like.
Oh, choices. Yeah, Dragonborn sounds pretty cool.
Dragonborn. Cool. Okay. So we'll write these down. See, I usually use a computer so I can like get rid of everything. So when it comes to a Dragonborn, your strength score gets to increase by 2, and your charisma goes by +1. So maybe just up the top here, right? Strength 2, charisma 1, because the 2 actually gets added on to the stats you rolled compared to the plus and minuses that they become. Your size is medium, which I'm pretty sure. Does it come up on here? No. Oh, yeah. Where is it? Okay, I'm not seeing it. That's fine. But your speed is 30 feet, which is one of the boxes up the top.
This one?
Yep, that one there. Okay, so as a Dragonborn, you get Draconic Ancestry, which means you have you get to choose one type of dragon from Draconic Ancestry table, which I shall show you in a second.
Yep.
Your breath weapon and damage resistance are determined by your dragon type, as shown in the table. So you can have resistance and damage type for acid, lightning, fire, poison, and cold. And it all depends on what color you want to be.
Well, what do you think will be most useful?
I find most of the time, most attacks are more fire-based
Fire?
from what I've seen. So yeah, for fire, you can be a brass or gold dragon.
Gold dragon, definitely.
Okay, so in your features and traits,
Yep.
write down that you're a gold fire dragon. Your handwriting is so neat. Jeez.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that leads into your breath weapon. So you can use your action, which is, when you're fighting, well, most of the time, your action is what you can use to actually attack, and you can also do like movements, you get bonus actions. That's a whole different thing that we'll probably cover over another episode for you guys. Where is it? I haven't made a dragon before, so. So when you use your breath weapon, each creature in the area of exhalation must make a saving throw. So most of the time saving throws, they're just whether you get to pass a stat or not. So in this case, if they roll a certain amount, it means they avoid your attack. If they don't, they get hit. Okay, I'm going to have to mark this because this is another thing that is based on your stats. So we'll come back to that one.
Okay.
You know your damage resistance for fire, and in your languages, you can speak, read, and write in Common and Draconic. So that's just the bottom left-hand one there. So just write Draconic and Common. And Common is just...
How do you spell that?
Where'd it go? D-R-A...
Yep.
C-O-N-I-C.
Oh, yeah.
Draconic.
And common?
And Common, yeah. Common, everyone speaks Common. Whatever the other language is always what their primary language would be racially.
Okay.
So that's your Dragonborn. Races are usually the easiest thing to write up. Actually, I reckon we can go to a break for that, and then we shall get into some classes. It's not responding. because I forgot to turn the volume up. That's why. I'm still learning the controls, so Rachel usually does them all for me. Okay, now we shall move on to classes. So classes is where you get how you attacked and everything, and
Okay.
a bunch of other bonuses. So you have a barbarian, which is what most first timers do. It's how do I describe it? It's a fighter class, but more broody. It's a big brute kind of
Okay.
person. A bard is your performer.
Okay.
Cleric. How do I describe a cleric? I should probably get brief descriptions up because they're not so clean cut and dry. Some of them they're a bit more difficult to describe. Druid, so fighter, classic fighter.
Yeah.
A monk, same sort of thing as the real world. Where is it? Ranger. Ugh, let me get these up because I'm hopeless at describing them apparently. What else can I describe? How to choose your D&D class character. It'd be nice if the internet here worked a little bit better though. Come on, scroll down. Okay, here we go. So a barbarian is a fierce warrior of primitive background who can enter a battle rage. And I have a friend of the campaign I do. He loves using rage. You know Zach. Rage is his favorite thing to do because it gives you a bonus on attacks and you get extra attacks and everything for a certain period of time.
Yeah.
It makes it really hard for me to balance out encounters because he's so much stronger than a lot of other characters. So
Yeah.
something that's really hard for them is really easy for him. A fighter is a master of martial combat, skilled with a variety of weapons and armor. A paladin is a holy warrior who is bound to a sacred oath. A bard is an inspiring magician whose power echoes through the music of creation. That's interesting. He's just a performer with magic. A sorcerer is a spellcaster who draws on inherited magic from a gifted or bloodline. Okay, so the difference between a sorcerer and a wizard is a sorcerer is born with magical abilities,
Yeah.
whereas wizards, they actually have to learn it,
Okay.
which is my debate between Harry Potter is he a sorcerer or a wizard? Because he's born with magic in his blood, but he still has to learn to some extent. But that's an episode for another day. Then you have a warlock, which is a wielder of magic that is derived from a bargain with an extraplanar entity. It's just he's pledged to a god, most likely, or some other being that grants him powers. It's like I have a warlock, and he's pledged to this evil demon, and he has to drink a tiny little vial of blood each day, otherwise he'll start to go insane. But there's no premise on what blood it has to be. It can be literally anything. This is Ollie. So a cleric is a priestly champion who wields divine magic in service of a higher power. So it's similar to warlock,
Okay.
but they usually more lean on the good side of gods, whereas warlocks, you never know. And with warlocks, sometimes it's you didn't really choose to pledge yourself to them. Sometimes it's just you are now a warlock. Blah. A druid is a priest of the old faith, wielding the powers of nature, moonlight and plant growth, fire and lightning, and adopting animal forms.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. I've never played a druid before, but I really should sometime. A monk is a master of martial arts, harnessing the power of the body in pursuit of physical and spiritual perfection. A ranger is a warrior who uses martial prowess and nature magic to combat threats on the edge of civilization. So sometimes rangers will have when we get to backgrounds, they'll have a background that's more nature orientated, or
Okay.
sometimes they're like a hermit because they're a little bit of a loner.
Okay.
A rogue is a scoundrel who uses stealth and trickery to overcome obstacles and enemies. And a wizard is a scholarly, I can't pronounce that for some reason, magic user capable of manipulating the structures of reality. So a sorcerer who actually acts to work for their abilities.
Okay.
So did any of those stick out for you, really? Or
Can you just read out the names again? Just to
Yeah.
refresh my memory.
So barbarian,
Barbarian.
bard, cleric, druid, fighter, monk, paladin, ranger, rogue, sorcerer, warlock, or wizard.
I think the druid sounds pretty cool.
Okay, cool. Let's make ourselves a druid. You are page 64. For those who can't see my book, I'm using the player's handbook because it's the bare essentials for what you need to be able to play D&D. It has all your classes, backgrounds, characters. It also has armor, weapons, all those kind of things you need to start off. And there are other books, but start with this one unless you're a dungeon master, in which case you could have the Dungeon Master's Guide. Okay, druid. Druid, you get spells as well.
Okay.
Yep. We're starting at level 1 for spells though, so I'll get into that in a minute. So, as a druid, your hit dice is at the moment 1d8. A d8 is an 8-sided dice, and your hit dice is just that little box there.
Okay.
And as you level up, you'll be able to have a different amount of hit dice. Like at the moment, I'm a warlock. I'm either level 3 or 4, but I get to use 4 d8s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do I write here? 1?
Yeah, so just write 1 d8. And a d8 is this little diamond-looking dice.
Yeah.
Your hit points, we're going to have to come back to that because that's also based off of your things there.
Okay.
Although now that we've got your class, we can probably do that now. So for druids, it's recommended that your high stat should be wisdom and then constitution. But obviously you don't have to go off of that at all. So it's more choosing which stat you think will be the most important for your character that you want to create.
Okay. Is this when we...
Yep, that's when we use the numbers
Okay.
that we rolled at the beginning, yeah. This is so much harder to explain than I thought it would be. Because in my mind, I just go boom, 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 boom. I've always been terrible at explaining things. But yeah, so for your character, personally, it's recommended that it's wisdom, but what would you want to put first?
Well, I do already have really high numbers that I rolled.
Yeah. Because you can also keep in mind, because you're a dragonborn, your strength gets to go up by 2, and so does your charisma when you're choosing these.
Yeah, okay. I might do the 17 for the wisdom then.
Oh, they go in these ones. Sorry, they go in the big ones on the side. Those are your saving throws, and we'll get into that in a minute.
Okey-dokey.
So for the 17, you put it in the big box up the top, because then the little one will put our little pluses and minuses, which are your bonuses.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just cross out that 17, just easy to keep track of.
And
Yeah,
then, what was the other recommended one?
It's recommended that Constitution goes second.
Yeah, so I'll put that 17 as well.
Okay, cool.
And strength, I'll do 15 because then I get the +2. So
Yeah. So then you put in 17 in there as well then.
17. Okay.
Yeah, because the +2 goes towards your big number.
So do I put +2 at the bottom?
No. That's something else. We'll get into that in a second. Sorry.
That's all good.
Yeah, so you've got your intelligence next, which, like I said, is knowing tomatoes fruit. Dexterity is your ability to move, like your acrobatics.
Yeah.
And your charisma is how well you can charm people.
Might do 15 charisma.
And your charisma gets a +1 as well.
Oh, forgot about that.
Oh, good.
And then, what do you think's more important, dexterity or intelligence?
I'm not sure. It always depends on the character you want to create, because intelligence means that, for example, where is it? If you're trying to investigate something, you have a higher chance of doing a decent roll. But for dexterity, it's like if you want to use your acrobatics to get through and maneuver through places, that's the better stat to use. So it's a matter of what you want to do better with.
And then 10 for dexterity.
Okay, cool. Now, with these stats, anyone who's also, like I said, looking at a sheet, with the big box down the bottom, it has a little circle because when you're doing rolls, so for example, if you look at skills, your DM might go make a deception roll because you're trying to deceive someone, and you'll have to roll a d20, which is your 20-sided dice, which then decides whether you deceive them, how well you deceive them. It's all up to your DM. I usually don't put it that high because all my players are new players, and I don't want them to have to constantly go, oh, but, and fail their rolls. So it goes up in increments of, what is it, 1? So like a 10 is your basic 0. 11's also a 0, but then when you get to 12, it becomes a +1, 13's +1, 14's +2. So that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then if you've got a 9 is a -1, 8 is a -1, 7 then's a -2, and so forth, so forth.
Okay.
So with your strength, that is a +3 because 16's +3, but then 17 remains +3 as well. So you just write +3 in the little bubble down the bottom.
Okay.
And then 10, that's your 0.
0.
Yep, because that's your base stat. 17 again for Constitution, that's a +3. I'll let you figure out what 15 is.
+2.
Yep. 17's +3 again.
And then 16 is at +2.
No, that's +3.
+3. Okay.
Yeah. So it's decided on the even number beforehand.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why 16's +3, but 17 is also +3, but then 18 will become your +4.
Okay.
Okay, so now that we've done that, we'll quickly go back to doing your Dragonborn stuff, because there was something based on that. Where'd it go? Your DC for the saving throw equals... Okay, no, we're going to have to come back to that again later. Because we need to put in some other stats. It makes you jump around a lot, which is one thing I don't like about creating characters, is sometimes it's a bit restricting. So then your hit points are 8 plus your Constitution modifier. Yep, so it's 8 plus the little plus or negative number, so it'll be 8 plus 3.
8 plus 6, so 11.
Yep.
So where do I write that?
You write it in the top box up here that says current hit points, but it'll say at the top hit point maximum.
Okay.
Yeah. So your hit point maximum doesn't mean once you get 11 you're dead. 11 means you're passed out, but if you get to 22 hit points, because people can still hit you while you're down, that's when you die.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do I just write the number, or do I have to
Yeah,
write,
you
like,
just write...
Constitution?
No, you just write the number
Okay.
up the top. Yep. Why'd I close this book? Sweet. So your armor, so this will go into your proficiencies, which is where you put your languages as well, because that's everything you're proficient in. And being proficient in something, how do I describe it? So if you're not proficient in something, it doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means you're probably nowhere near as good as if you did know how to do it.
Okay.
So your armors, you can use light and medium armors. So you have to write these down as well.
Oh, yeah.
One thing about druids is that they don't actually wear armors made of metal, which I'm not quite sure why that is. It's something. I don't really know a lot about druids. I'm playing a warlock at the moment. And you also know how to use shields.
So shield knowledge, or...
Yeah, just shield. Just write down shield.
Good if it was IE or EI.
I think it's IE. Yeah, IE. Weapons. There's quite a lot of weapons you're allowed to use, actually, that I didn't realize. So you can just use shorthand for this if you want, because there's clubs, daggers, darts, javelins, maces, quarterstaffs, scimitars, sickles, slings, and spears.
Short-handed is.
Yeah, so club... because if you have a player's handbook, you can always go back, have a look, because
Yeah.
I usually type them up, so there's a lot more space to be able to type and
Yeah.
things like that. And you also get intelligence and wisdom as your saving throws. So in other words, in your saving throws,
Okay, yep.
you just color in the little bubble, because that means you're proficient in it.
So that was intelligence and
Intelligence and wisdom.
wisdom.
Yeah.
Just
And I'll
like
get
that.
into and I'll get into proficiency soon. Okay, and now you get to also choose 2 skills, which come into this bigger box here, which is all your skills, which is, like I said, when you roll your d20s, is what your dungeon master is getting you to do. So a classic one is you ate something from a stranger, and they'll be like, oh yeah, make a constitution roll, because obviously it might have been poisoned or something, or just something's wrong with it,
Okay.
which is always the best. People freak out most of the time. I got turned into a pot plant once because I failed my constitution throw because I ate a magic mushroom pie.
Oh no.
So you get to choose out of Arcana, which is being able to detect magic in items, animal handling, self-explanatory, insight, being able to see things, medicine, being able to help heal people most of the time, nature, which is being able to check out your surroundings and understanding, perception, perceiving, religion, and survival. So out of those, I can read them out again, don't worry. You get to pick.
Oh yeah, I can see them here, yeah.
Yeah, you get to pick 2 as the skills you want to be proficient in, which means you get an added bonus when you're rolling for
Okay.
them.
Let's do.
Yeah, think about skills. It's always hard to choose skills because then depending on your background, they also have other skills you can choose from, which might overlap, which I'll try to avoid, but it just depends on the background.
I might do survival and medicine.
Survival and medicine sounds good. I think those are 2 I usually pick out as well. So then you get to also have some starting equipment based on the fact that you're a druid. These will go into I usually put shivers. Mic was falling. These will go into your equipment box down the bottom. So you can have either a wooden shield or any simple weapon, which is a simple weapon. Most people will take a dagger with them. So you can choose out of a wooden shield or a dagger, really.
Dagger?
Okay. I'll just write it down. Sorry. You then also get to choose between a scimitar or any simple melee weapon, which I shall get those weapons up. Because in your simple melee weapons, you have things, a club, a dagger, great club, hand axe, javelin, light hammer, mace, quarterstaff, sickle, or spear. So you can choose out of one of those, or you can just have a scimitar.
What's a scimitar?
I honestly do not know. There are a lot of weapons in here, which I don't know. What they are. So, scimitar. Because I want to say it's like a. Oh no, it's not a scythe. It's not a scythe, but it's got to be some kind of sword. Oh yeah, it's a curly sword.
Okay.
It's like the kind of ones you see in Aladdin, just a lot thinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, can you read them again?
Yeah. So the other ones you can choose from are a club, a dagger, a great club, hand axe, javelin, light hammer, mace, quarterstaff, sickle, or spear.
Let's go with a sickle.
Okay, sounds good. And just write that in your equipment as well. Ellie.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't worry. And then you also get leather armor, an explorer's pack, and a druidic focus, which is essentially an item you have that I'm pretty sure it's an item that you have that you can use your powers through, essentially.
Okay, so it was leather armor.
An explorer's pack, and I'll read out what's an explorer's pack, but just write it down for now. And also a druidic focus. I can spell that out for you if you want because it's a big word.
Focus.
Yeah. Where are my packs? Oh, there they are. So in a pack, was it Explorer's pack you got?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So an Explorer's pack, you usually have the book on you rather than writing everything down. You would get a backpack, bedroll, mess kit, don't know what that is, a tinderbox, torches, 10 days worth of rations, and a water skin. It also has 50 feet of rope strapped to the side of it. Rope does come in handy sometimes.
Okay.
I've only had to use it once. In my campaign, someone used it to wrap up a wound because it was silk, and they're like, "Oh, that works." I'm like, "I'll allow it. Sure, why not?" And now you get to choose your spells. So I might show you the spells during the break because there's a lot of spells to go through, and I'm sure they don't want to hear every single one.
Okay.
Before spells, it's the third page of the back.
Yeah.
Because there's 3 pages to this, guys. Your spell attack bonus is what you add on to your attack when you're rolling. And your attack modifier is your proficiency bonus plus wisdom modifier. So for whenever you're a level 1, I haven't seen anything that does anything different, but your proficiency bonus is always +2. So you know those skills you chose that you want to be proficient in? You'll get to add +2 to any of those, and I'll show you how to do that soon. But yeah, so your spell attack modifier, which is this box right here, you take that 2 and you also add on your wisdom modifier, which you'll have to, I don't know if was it 17? Oh yeah, so it was your +3, +2. So yeah, your spell attack modifier, words are escaping me, will be 5.
Okay.
So that means whenever you attack, you get to add on 5 as a bonus.
Okay.
And your spell saving DC, which I've never seen anyone use before, so I'm not quite sure what it is 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your wisdom mod. So that's really just 10 plus your wisdom, which is 13.
Okay.
Like I said, I've never seen anyone have to use that before, so I'm not quite sure what it is, sorry. I'm a newish player, I just kind of know how to create characters. Okay, now we get to go into your spells. And we'll take a break, and then I shall show you the spells, and we'll get back to you guys soon.
Kangan Revolution. If you've been impacted by sickness and you want to experience some life, good health, and you want it organically,
for all your landscaping and gardening needs, call Country Style Grass Perth today on 0448 924 395 or find them on Facebook by searching Country Style Grass Perth. That's Country Style Grass Perth on 0448 924 395 or message them on Facebook.
Kangan Revolution. Try some Kangan water today for yourself.
Emerald eyes. Don't be so shy. In dreams together, in times anew, a life's journey is waiting for you. Let's wait until it's midnight. Let's wait until the time is right. Let's wait until the stars wait until it's midnight. Let's wait until the time is right. Let's wait and see the moonlight now in your eyes. Emerald eyes lay by my side. Emerald eyes, don't be denied. Hands together, our smiles so wide. We walk life's journey side by side. Let's wait until it's midnight. Let's wait until the time is right. Let's wait until the stars can shine in your bright eyes. Let's wait until it's midnight. Let's wait until the time is right. Let's wait and see the moonlight now in your eyes. Emerald eyes. Don't be so shy.
Okay, everyone, welcome back. In the break, Jasmine chose some songs, some spells. Do you want to tell them what you chose?
I chose Produce Flame, Thorn Whip, Charm Person, and Cure Wounds.
Yeah, Charm Person and Cure Wounds are very good spells to have. I've had to use them many times. I think that should be it. Okay, that's your druid. And now, third part, we get to choose a background. So, once again, there are a lot of backgrounds. So I'll quickly flip through them because I can explain these a little bit better. An acolyte is you've spent your life in service of a temple to a specific god or pantheon of gods. So it's another form of religious worship.
Okay.
A charlatan, you know what a charlatan is, don't you? You've always had a way with people. You know what makes them tick, and you can tease out their heart's desires after a few minutes of conversation. So
Yeah.
you can manipulate them. A criminal. Everyone knows what a criminal is. Side story. Did that guy at the train station really think I'd gone to jail?
I think so.
Yeah, because I was telling a story about the after-school care centre I'm working at the moment, and the kids have a game where they drag me to like a fake jail that they've made, and I have to try to escape. And I think the guy actually thought I was saying children had taken me to jail.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of concerned. You have an entertainer, which 90% of bards pick that as their background. You have a folk hero. You have a guild artisan, which is you're skilled in a particular field and closely associated with other artisans. So you can be an alchemist, an armorer, a brewer, calligrapher. There's a whole things. There's a hermit, so you've spent most of your life in solitude. There's a noble, outlander, a sage. It means wise person. Because my name means wise, and I don't think it fits me as a person. Yeah, you've spent your years learning the lore of the multiverse. I barely passed school, okay? I did the bare minimum. I got I think it was a 52 ATAR, but I knew I was going to TAFE, so we're fine. There's a sailor, a soldier, and an urchin, which you grew up in the streets alone, orphaned and poor. So do you want me to give you a read of those again? Because like I said, there's quite a few.
I think...
Unless one really stuck out for you. It is a big decision.
What was the second one? Was that the charlatan?
Yeah, charlatan.
Thinking charlatan or the sage?
Well, here, I'll give you a bit more info on both of them. So, Charlatan, you've always had a way with people, blah, blah, blah. I read that bit already. With a few leading questions, you can read them like they were a children's book. It's a useful talent and one that you're perfectly willing to use for your advantage. Your skill proficiencies, you'll get deception and sleight of hand. Your tool proficiencies, you'll get disguise kit and a forgery kit. And equipment, you'll get fine clothes, disguise kits, all those kind of things.
Okay.
You'll have a favorite scam that you like to use, which is cheating at games, shaving coins, forging documents, insinuating yourself into people's lives, putting on new identities like clothes, run sleight of hand cons or convince people that they are worthless, which is so much fun. I've never played a charlatan before, but I do want to play one. I just don't have enough games to play. A sage is you've scoured manuscripts, studied scrolls, and listened to the greatest experts on subjects that interest you. Your skill proficiencies would be Arcana and History, and Arcana, like I said, is being able to detect magic and objects. You get to choose 2 languages of your choice to know, and equipment you get black ink, quill, small knife, a letter, things that relate to being a sage. Your specialty can be an alchemist, astronomer, discredited academic, librarian, professor, researcher, wizard apprentice, or scribe.
I think I might go with the charlatan.
Charlatan is a lot of fun. Okay, if the page decides to work for me, there we go. So like I said, so in your skill proficiencies, you'll get deception and sleight of hand.
This one?
Mm-hmm. People are texting me. You know not to text me. I'm doing my podcast. In your tool proficiencies, you'll get disguise kit and forgery kit.
Where was that one? This one?
Yep. Which disguise kit and forgery kit really can come in handy. I don't think anyone in my party has a charlatan background, which sucks because it will help in the long run. It really will. And equipment, you get a set of fine clothes. There's a lot of stuff. Disguise kit. And sorry, I didn't warn you about how many things you'd have to write in there.
Yeah.
And then you get a pouch containing 15 gold pieces. So on the side there, the one that say GP, and you just put 15 into that little bubble.
This one?
Yep. I'm still figuring out how the money system works because you've got bronze, it's either bronze or copper, silver, gold, and platinum, and I'm not quite sure how they transfer across from each other. And now you get to choose a favorite scheme. So like I said, I cheat at games of chance, I shave coins or forge documents, I insinuate myself into people's lives to prey on their weaknesses and secure their fortunes, I put on new identities like clothes, I run sleight of hand cons around street corners, and I convince people that worthless junk is worth their hard-earned money. There is also an option to roll for those if you can't decide.
Let's have a look.
Here. It's just those ones there. Because the thing is, after this, we'll also get into your different personality traits.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can never make up your mind about what you want to do. So you can roll a dice because it'll show you what side of dice to use. So you can go, oh, I rolled a 4. So a 4 is you put on new identities like you put on clothes. Which is how I do most of my characters because I've made the most randomest characters. Because I find it's a lot of fun when you're creating your background to go, these are 2 things that should not go together. How am I going to make them go together?
I think I might do number 6. I convince people that worthless junk is worth their hard-earned money.
Cool. So you can put that one in features and traits, which is the big one just there.
Yep. It's a lot to write.
Yeah, I'll give you the book again. Sorry.
Yeah.
So that was number 6, wasn't it?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, we're probably not going to have time to create a second character, but that's okay, because I'll just do it at home when I'm bored. Should get a website running, or I should make a step-by-step guide to put on our Facebook page for you guys and actually show you how to do it, because listening is, you need a sheet near you at all times to be able to do something like this. Okay, I reckon we'll quickly go on a break and I'll let Jazz go through all her personality traits, ideals, bonds, and flaws because that can sometimes take a while. We'll talk to you soon.
There we go.
The Kangan Revolution.
If you've been impacted by sickness and you want to experience some life, good health, and you want it organically, call the Kangan Revolution. Try some Kangan water today for yourself. Nathan's number is 0474 230 195.
We revolutionise your life, starting with the water that you drink. Water to optimise your mind, body and soul.
That number again is 0474 230 195.
The Kangan Revolution provides you with the best water on the planet to activate your cells for superior health. Be happy, be healthy, and be free. The Kangan Revolution. 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 Revolution.
And if Mars attacks, not going anywhere. And if Mars attacks, I'll stay with you and stare at the Mars attack. Not going anywhere. And if Mars attacks, not going anywhere. And if Mars attacks, I'll stay with you and stare at the Mars attack. Not going anywhere. Cold-blooded. Cold-blooded.
Welcome back. So in the break, Jazz chose a bunch of things that was better to take a break on than it was to keep going. Okay, so that is everything we need the book for, as far as I'm aware. And the final thing we're going to go through is alignment and what all those crazy stats are over there. Alignment sheet, D&D. I don't want whatever hocus pocus you just gave me. Okay, so here is an alignment chart when it decides to bloody load. Okay, so there's 9 different alignments, a combination of lawful, neutral, chaotic, to then good, neutral, and evil. So, lawful good is, for example, Superman.
Yeah.
Neutral good, Jon Snow. I don't know if you watch Game of Thrones. I don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Chaotic good is the 11th Doctor, so Matt Smith.
Okay.
Yeah. So you know, he's chaotic, but not in a bad way.
Yeah.
There's lawful neutral, which is Dwight from The Office.
Yeah.
Yeah. Neutral, like true neutral, is the Cheshire Cat.
Okay.
Chaotic neutral is Jack Sparrow. So he's very chaotic, but he's not evil.
Yeah.
Lawful evil is Darth Vader. So he's
Okay.
evil, but he still follows the law.
Yeah.
Neutral evil is Voldemort. And chaotic evil is James Moriarty from Sherlock. Yeah. So those are the alignments.
Cool.
You're a druid, so they don't generally go towards evil alignments, although it is always interesting to see, like, this isn't supposed to be an alignment for this character, but hey, now it is.
Okay.
So I'll get the
Okay.
photo up for you again so you can actually have a look at what all those are.
I love like how all the examples are actually understood.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. Good.
I think I watch too much TV.
Yeah. I do too, don't worry. I've kind of moved over to Netflix.
Oh yeah.
One of my friends lets me use his Netflix account, which is nice.
Nice.
Shout out, thank you, love you. Because I usually go with chaotic good. I've now made my current one, I think she's a neutral. She's either a lawful good or a true neutral. But I usually play a chaotic good because it's so much fun to be able to be chaotic but still technically be a good character.
Yeah.
Like the campaign I'm in, everyone's either a chaotic or an evil, which made it very easy for how they all met. Y'all were in jail for one reason or
I think
another.
I'm gonna go chaotic neutral.
That's good. By nature, I myself am a chaotic neutral, apparently. I'd like to think of myself as a Jack Sparrow. I'm fine with that. Okay, so next we'll get on to your saving throws and your skills. Now, God, my mind's everywhere today. So at level 1, every character, your proficiency bonus, which is right up here, is a +2. So any of those bubbles you filled in, they're going to be +2 to whatever your stat is. So your strength is a +3. You're just looking at these ones here.
Okay.
Your base stats, yep. So you would write in on that little line there +3.
On strength.
Yeah, on strength. And then you do the same for the rest of them.
All of them +3.
No. So dexterity is 0.
Okay.
Your constitution was +3.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah, intelligence is a saving throw, so it's whatever it is +2 as well. So 2 + 2.
4.
Yep. And then the same thing happens with your wisdom, so 3 + 2.
So 5.
Yep. And then your charisma is just +3.
Easy.
Yep. And so for your skills, you'll notice how next to each skill in very light writing will say
It
like
says,
dex
yeah.
or wisdom or arcana. Yeah. So for example, if there's one that says strength next to it, which I think is only one athletics, that's just a +3.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it's the same with all the others, like dexterity for acrobatics. You just put in a dexterity modifier.
So 0.
Yeah, so 0. But then what do you have a proficiency in? You have proficiency in deception, which is a charisma stat. So you take your +3 from charisma, and then you'd add another 2 on because you're proficient in it.
Okay. So
And then you
fine.
just fill it out for all of them.
So wisdom would be 5.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, only for the ones you've made yourself proficient in, but yeah.
Easy.
Yep.
Wisdom 3.
And I'm going to get up stuff about armor class because I completely forgot to do that because I am a silly Billy. Okay. So you've got leather armor, don't you? Leather armor.
I
'cause you're a
do.
druid. So with your armor class, which is once again something I have to explain in more detail in a different episode, when someone comes to attack you, it's the number they have to roll on the d20 to see if they hit you. So for example, if your armor class is a 13 and I'm someone going to attack you, I rolled an 11, so the attack would miss.
Okay.
But if I rolled, say, a 14, then the attack would hit, and then I get to roll for how much damage I do.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of things in here, it's like it's easy enough to understand. It's just putting it all together. Like I said, I'm a dungeon master at the moment, but because it's my first time, it's a lot of the players' it's every player except for two's first time. I'm very lenient with it. And I had another friend, once again, this is Rachel, come in, and she saw how lenient I was, and she gave a few suggestions. So I've taken them on board because she put them in a constructive way. Where one of my players, he's trying his best, but he's not that constructive.
So if it's 0,
Yep.
but I'm proficient in it,
Then
is
it becomes
2?
+2. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he tries his best to be constructive. It just doesn't work because he does it during the game as well. It's not afterwards like Rachel did. And I've talked to him about it. He doesn't listen, but I've talked to him. The end of it, don't scratch it.
I'm not scratching it.
Sorry, Jasmine has a tattoo that's peeling at the moment, and she's trying really hard not to scratch it.
I'm just like pressing it lightly.
Slightly. Just get some ice. It'll stop the stinging.
I don't have ice.
You don't have an ice pack?
No.
Okay. Invest in an ice pack. Okay. So, like I said, well, I explained armor class to you. So you've got leather armor,
Yeah.
and there's a page that actually shows the different kinds of armor and
Okay.
what your armor class would be. So for you, it's 11 plus your dex modifier.
So 0.
Yeah, so your armor class
11.
is 11,
Okay.
which isn't that bad. It's still a decent armor class to have. So it's that little one there
Yep.
that looks like a shield. And your initiative is your dexterity mod, so 0. Because you use initiative when you're deciding the order of people attacking.
Okay.
So, for example, say if so all of a sudden a random person has appeared and is threatening to kill the party. Before we start battling, everyone will roll a d20. Oh, I rolled a 5 and my initiative is 0, so it just stays as 5. And someone might have gotten a 2, someone may have gotten a 15, and it's just showing the order that they all go in.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's it, actually. I'm pretty sure you've just created your first D&D character.
Woo.
Woo, woo, woo. Anyways, thanks for listening.
What about the temporary hit points?
Temporary hit points, that's not something you write down in here. So
Okay. What
sometimes depending on different circumstances, like if you have a potion or you get inspiration from someone, you'll get like
Okay.
extra hit points.
Okay. What about the attacks and spells?
Oh yeah, attacks and spellcasting. That's a good idea. So that comes
I'm
on
just going off all the empty bubbles.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. So where is it? So you've got a dagger and a sickle. So
sickle.
you write those in there.
Oh, okay. I didn't see those little boxes. before.
Yeah, all good. Like a lot of the stuff there is fairly light. Okay. And dagger is 1d4 piercing. So just write in that little box there 1d4p, because that means when you're attacking with the dagger, it's an extra 1d4's worth of damage.
Okay.
Yep. And then with a sickle, where's a sickle? I've never used a sickle before. It's 1d4 slashing. The only reason, as far as I'm aware, that it has the damage is because some things are resistant to certain kinds of damage. Like I put a monster on someone once before realizing it's resistant to nearly everything. Like you can't pierce it, you can't slash it, you can't use fire damage on it. I really pulled one. I just kind of let them run away.
Oh no.
Anyways, yeah, that is now everything. I can't believe I forgot that.
And then,
Yeah, because then the second page is more when you put in your features and your traits, your character appearance.
okay.
So that's more what you do something creatively in your own time. Like I said, I find the best kind of characters to make are the ones where the class and the background and the race make absolutely no sense, because then you get to come up with the most ridiculous backstories.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, thank you for listening to this episode of Cra. It'll be up on a podcast soon. Thank you to any of our live listeners. We don't usually get a lot. We get more listening on Spotify. Yeah, thank you for listening. Maybe up on our page, I will put a tutorial of how to make this yourself. Bye.
The Kangan Revolution.
If you've been impacted by sickness and you want to experience some life, good health, and you want it organically, call the Kangan Revolution. Try some Kangan water today for yourself. Nathan's number is 0474 230 195.
We revolutionise your life, starting with the water that you drink. Water to optimise your mind, body and soul.
That number again is 0474 230 195.
The Kangan Revolution provides you with the best water on the planet to activate your cells for superior health. Be happy, be healthy, and be free. The Kangan Revolution.
shot now. Hello? Hello? Yep, I think you're registering. Hello? Hello, check. Hello? Hello? There we go. Alright. So that one's number 3. Number 3. Case, you want to try that one? Check. Check. Yep. Check.
Ji, namaskar, sat shri akal, assalamu alaikum. This is your boy Pedia, and I'm over here, live and exclusive at DRN1 Studios, and with me, it's my homie, Matt,
Your boy Matt.
and that's Harry up there. First of all, thank you so much, the DRN team, for inviting me.
Very welcome.
And
Thanks for coming, man.
oh, it's my pleasure, it's my pleasure. So, what I was saying, guys, Matt gonna let you know, like, how you guys can actually go and have a look at their YouTube live broadcasting. So, Matt, would you like to explain them?
So, we've just posted on our page This, That, The Other Productions, a link for the live stream, and you'll be able to come chill with us, come listen to the questions, even contribute some questions of your own if you so desire. That's This, That, The Other Productions on Facebook. I've mentioned Pratik's name, so if you're friends with Pratik or you follow him, it should come up as This, That, The Other Productions mentioned him.
Awesome.
In the
Thanks,
post.
Matt. I get it.
Cool, cool.
And Harry, say hello to one of my people. There are like 6 people watching right now.
Yo, what up? Oh, what up?
All right. So again, whoever people are joining, there are 9 people and 10 people already here. Okay. So what I was saying, guys, if you're watching me right now at this moment, I'm at DRN Studios, live and exclusive, और मेरा interview होने वाला है. So you guys need to just stay tuned with us, right? And,
Pretty much.
All right. So I'm gonna sit right now, and Matt gonna ask me some few questions.
Alrighty,
Okay.
so
I'm pretty ready for that.
we'll start with our intro for our live stream as well. So you'll hear 2 intros. Are we
Have a-
technically up yet? Or
Yeah, we should be up now. Can you hear everything?
Yep.
Yep.
Can you hear my
we're
mic?
going. Yep, I've got the mics up. Can you hear me?
Yep. Can
Cool,
you hear
cool.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome.
Great.
So
And I can hear both of you.
awesome. So
Let's have it.
good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're here for This, That, The Other Productions.
I'm Harry.
I'm Matt, and today joining us is
Pratik Gandhi, Urf, aka PDR, your boy. All right. So, this is your boy PDR, man, and so my friends and family, whoever are watching. So I'm again gonna tell you, this is Matt, and that's Harry up here. We are at live and exclusive at DRN1 Studios. So stay tuned. मेरा इंटरव्यू ऑफिशियली आने वाला है. पब्लिक, PDR की पब्लिक, बोले तो तकलीफ, ना बोले तो तकलीफ है. I love you all. Okay, stay tuned. And as Matt has told you, get live right now. I love you all. Cheers. Great. This was awesome.
so that was the live stream done.
Yep.
So tell us a bit about yourself, Pratik.
Yeah, bro.
First official guest on our show, which is
Yeah, that's
pretty
nice.
interesting, pretty
Thanks
cool.
for coming on.
No, it's my pleasure.
So tell us a bit about yourself. What do you do?
What I do. So basically, just finished my studies, and I just I'm an international student. And
Oh.
hi to the DRN1 studio and everybody with me, live and exclusive. It's Matt and it's Harry, and so I just finished my studies, and I
What were
can
you
just tell you.
studying?
Oh, I was studying sound audio engineering, and it was great. I finished my degree with double distinction. That's the most happening
Right.
thing.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
That's
Awesome,
good, man.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. And so, Matt, how was the music video when you worked with
Making that
me?
music video was actually really fun. If anyone's interested, it's "Give Me Your Lovin'" by PDR, Pace the Rapper, featuring Chisenga.
Absolutely.
Actually, really good. I had a great time doing it. The people we worked with were amazing.
It was
yeah.
really great. It
Look
was
forward
really
to
great.
making the next one.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
I was gonna say, like, I did see the music video and it was actually really cool to watch. So how did you go about like getting that all set up? I know nothing about being in the actual industry and everything. So how did you go about that? Like, what did it take to get the place, get the people out there? How did you go about it?
Okay. So it was a lot actually
Mm.
because first of all, it has 3 different languages in that track, and it's Indian and English, and that is sometime I used a bit of my own Gujarati language, some bit of Punjabi words as well.
Oh yeah.
So it was a 3 different language, and to collab with each other, like with Africans, Australians, and the Indians in one track, so to make them understand the final product before to start anything, it was really, really, really crazy. But at last, they all believed in me, and the things worked very good. And it has came up good, and I think it's already 1.5 month, and it has reached organically 11,000 views on
Nice.
YouTube.
Damn, man.
Awesome.
That's good.
Yeah.
So we were house scouting. We needed to find a really nice villa-esque type of house. So we managed to find one in Kalamunda. We requested time to use the house and all of
Yeah.
it, and we took care of that dealings with that. We got models from which company?
I was from the Metro Dancing and Modeling Academy, and it was models and pageants as well.
Yes, there we go. So
Yeah, it was Cindy who was the director, and
Yes, yep.
from the models and pageant, it was Mrs. Milan who
yes,
did that.
which I have
Yeah.
worked with on a few other projects as well, with the
Exactly.
pageant show 2 weekends ago.
Yes,
2 weekends.
fashion.
Yeah,
The
which that
fashion
was
project was like
yeah,
good.
that was actually pretty good. So
I was gonna
yeah,
say, you found a house that nice out in Kalamunda?
yeah,
Really?
it's up in the hills,
Damn.
overlooking the city, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
So
nice.
Yeah.
God
kind
damn.
of towards behind Kalamunda High School, just the back of that kind of.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Bit off the beaten track, but it's
Yeah,
gorgeous
it looked
house.
well, and again,
That's
the
true.
music video is really good, so it looked good.
Yeah, we used drone for the intro, I believe. I think
Oh yeah.
we used drone for the intro.
A drone for the intros, and we the drone people went at Rottnest Island as well. And in the starting of the music video, if you will just see, like it was at the Rottnest Island shots and all,
Yeah.
and which great. Like at last, this product has came up good, and the Perth local people, I got quite a few messages from different part of artists, and it was really, I was happy like with that collaboration.
Nice. Yeah.
And looking forward for more and more and more.
Yes,
Yeah.
that
Things,
was
yeah.
at the beginning.
Oh, it was just the beginning,
At the
definitely.
beginning,
was.
man.
So this would have been like the biggest project you've done for like a music video or that kind of thing, or because has this been the biggest thing you've done yet then, or?
Regarding the international collaborations with the Africans and Australians, yeah, absolutely, it was one of the biggest achievement which I've did, because whatever I do, I feel like yes, it's big, yes, I'm doing good, it's something like that. But the things needs to be get improved more. But I was doing, I did another project with Venus Music, and it has more than 17 million subscribers on the YouTube channel, and it's a very good
It's a lot of
record
reach.
label. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
it's
very
lot
good
of
record
reach, yeah,
label,
shit.
Yeah, nice.
and it has already that track has already reached, I think, 100K already on YouTube, and
Wow. Okay.
yeah, it's going well. It's going
Yeah,
well, and
yeah,
man.
damn.
yeah, and the things went good. So every time I get to learn by my own self and different people collaborating and just making the music and making the good music. That's what I think, basically.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
good,
Yeah.
man.
So, Give Me Your Lovin's your newest track out. Your current.
Oh yes, that's the
Track?
newest one, and but it was an EP, so I have 3 more different tracks in that. So first, the name of the second track was like "I'm So Into You," and I was featured in that track with Chisanger, and there's another track like it has the Hindi meaning, but I'm gonna translate you in the English. Like in the Hindi, it's known as Bhopal Ka International Chora, which means like Perth International Boy. The name of the
Ah,
track.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen the promotion for that, and it's International Child, I think it is.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And the fourth track was like in Hindi we call it like Bhavna Kha Ture, and in English it means like this chick is like too much. It's like yeah, so these kind of tracks, some youth loving, some gangster shit, some indie pop thing, and
Nice.
one like romantic and that kind of
Yeah.
Nice.
soft
yeah,
touch. Yeah,
that's
so
good. Okay. With this kind of thing, one thing I'm actually really curious, Pace. So this is a bit of a generic question that everyone kind of hears, but kind of influences. So since you've been going, since you've been an artist, what have been some of the biggest influences you've had from, say, other artists or just growing up with music? What kind of brought you to do the kind of things you've been doing?
Okay, that's a
The
great
big
question.
one,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. All right, so I'm gonna open the secrets. You want my secrets, right? Okay, so the major thing regarding this question I would like to answer, like my name Pace was I got inspired from a rapper from back home, like Raftar, and Raftar in English means pace.
Oh, okay.
So I named myself Pace on
Yeah.
that rapper, and in the Hollywood and in this hip hop industry, like Eminem is one of my favorite, and Dr. Dre. So
Dre.
yeah,
Nice.
so you know that like um, Dr. Dre, Jay Z, and Snoop Dogg, they all used to have a group, and they used to do really a great. I don't remember that album name. It's like UWA. Like what was the name of the album?
NWA.
NWA.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
bad, my bad.
NWA.
NWA. So
Yeah.
I used to listen to the track, but yeah, I was just happy by listening to that hip hop, and I like, yes, if they're doing in that language, I can do in my own language, and I can hit up the charts.
Yeah.
So I just started doing, and people loving, and yes, it started happening.
Oh, that's dope, dude. Like seriously, that's really
So
impressive.
Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop,
Hmm?
yeah, these are the people, man. They do real,
Yeah.
like you know nowadays how music and auto tune these kind of things are working, but they are real.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
spread the words real, less engineering and the real things,
Hmm.
and the live on stage as well. So yeah, that's what I believe in.
Okay, that's good, man.
It's always fun seeing artists and stuff who really heavily use autotune, and then you see them live, and it's completely
Yeah.
different because it just kind
Completely
of
different,
shows
that's
that
true.
they use autotune.
That's
There
so
was,
true.
I remember seeing a video. This one dude, he was using autotune, and the poor guy fell off the stage during it, and so you just heard him go "Wah!" in
Oh my
autotune as it played
God.
out in front of the entire
Oh,
audience.
no.
And that's the kind of thing, like when you have all that production behind you, trying to get it to go live, it can go here and
It
there.
can
Yeah.
go and bad.
Also,
Yeah,
we
that's
had
true.
something similar to that with the music at the fashion project as well. Some of the
Oh yeah,
IT issues with that.
Yeah, the engineer was not actually able to adjust the main volume and the thing which we have actually handed over to him. But at last we tried to manage, and we managed a bit.
Yeah, we got it towards the last time. I think it was "Give Me 11." I think was the
Yeah,
best
it
one.
was,
The
yeah.
crowd absolutely went wild for it.
Nice.
Pretty much, it was like everyone was enjoying it, and then it was kind of there was applause, but it wasn't nearly as good as it could have been. And then when Pace and Chisenga came up and did their stuff, and the whole place was just
They went
loved it.
nuts.
Yeah, pretty much. They were
I
like
got a good apology. I got a good
applause and reception
applause.
for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
applause,
it was good, man. It was
Standing
good.
ovation.
But before a week ago, it was a Bollywood night, and we were performing a different track over there. And over there, people didn't actually get the vibe.
Which
so
one was
sometimes
this? Was that the
it
nightclub?
was at the Villa Club.
Villa
when
Club?
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. It was crazy, man. It was
that-
crazy.
Yeah, that was an interesting night.
Yeah, that was
The bowling
interesting
club, I
night,
think,
yeah.
was the best one.
Yeah, where
When
the
we were-
DJ Shadow and everybody was
Yeah.
there, and we were
No.
chilling all together.
Oh,
and
the musicians there were absolutely beautiful. Like, the music they made was gorgeous.
no doubt. It happens, man. Sometimes like
Yeah,
that,
so
and
you get-
sometimes like that.
yeah.
But you just get experience, like how do you have to deal with the crowd. And then Chisang explained me, like, Pace, you choose the wrong track at the starting. You need to play the first "Give Me 11," then your track, then "I'm So Into You," and then your last track.
Could
So
start
I
with
was
the
like,
high.
yeah, the hype one.
Yeah,
Because
start
that
with
was
the
a
high.
Bollywood night, and people were already dancing on that boom, 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 boom beat. And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, man, they're not into the gangster shit right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all
That's
kind
true.
of science trying to get
Oh,
people
yeah,
into
that's
it.
true.
You want to know how they're going to react, and you want to give them something they're looking forward to. so-
Absolutely, and that's what we did, and on the fashion project, and it was good.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
really good.
With Chisanga, so how exactly did you two meet then?
Oh, I wish you would have been here with me, but maybe some.
Yeah,
other
next
time.
one we'll do
Okay.
interview him and then collab and
Yeah,
you know,
that'd be fun.
Absolutely.
hopefully we'll
absolutely.
get the other live streaming stuff up better as well because we tried to do it with phones,
Uh-huh.
didn't really go well. So hopefully
figure
next time
things
we'll
out.
have actual proper equipment we can use for phone streaming. So we'll have, in theory, 3 or 4 streams going at once on different various
On
channels,
the different various
which will be
channels.
really cool.
Yeah, we'll check it out wherever you need to. Yeah, it'll be
Pretty
good.
much, yeah, we'll be everywhere. So hopefully within the next couple of weeks, if not definitely next year for the next season, pretty much of this, we'll have equipment. We'll be doing video production. We'll be doing a lot of
Fingers
we'll look
crossed,
into-
man, and
what
best
a, what a
wishes
cool
to you
stuff.
guys.
What a cool stuff next year.
We're good. Yeah.
For sure, man, for sure.
Um,
But yeah, Chisanger and me. So the way we met, okay, there was a mutual friend between us, was like Young Savior, and his real name is Aaron Sonpon. And Mr. Aaron and me were doing a track called Your Heart,
okay.
and it got selected from Sony Music as well. And we are just working on the music video right now. and it's gonna be
Okay.
coming up with Sony Music. And after that, he made me introduce with Chisanga. Like we were just chilling out, and he just met it on the streets of Perth at
Yeah.
Murray Street, and we just went and started eating. And then when Chisanga heard my tracks, and he was like, "Dude, oh wow, I'm getting a call from Chisanga only." That's amazing. That's amazing.
Perfect timing.
Perfect
Yeah,
timing.
okay.
You might have seen us the live video.
Yeah, maybe.
No doubt. Yeah. So Chisanga basically told me that, Pace, I have one thing in my mind that you really need to come up on this track, give me your love, and we need some Indian classy things.
Hmm.
So I'm like, okay, I'm in for it. Like, just let
Yeah.
me know how's the beats. He's like, you're invited in my studio. We went to the studio on the same day,
Mhm.
and I think in fractions of 10 or 5 minutes, like, yeah, in 10 to 5 minutes, I just wrote down the lyrics. We recorded in next 10 minutes, and Chisanga did the mixing in 1 or 2 days, and it was out.
And it's just magic. Just got it done like
Damn.
that.
Yeah, done like that, seriously, and
Dude,
that's
that's
how we did
good.
it.
Damn.
That's how we rappers do, right?
Yeah, you
Mm.
just
Like,
Yeah.
we just write and we
Just
just make it on
quick,
the
yeah.
spot, and whatever comes up, and if you feel the vibe that from your ears, like, yes, boom, and we did it.
That's
Nice.
cool, man. That's really
Yeah.
impressive.
How long have you been doing music for? By
Oh,
the way,
so
because Harry and I were actually talking about this on the way here. We
Yeah,
were actually
we're
wondering how long
curious.
you've been doing music for.
okay, so the music from year 2008.
Okay,
So,
so
okay, so
It has
just
been a
over
long
10
time,
years
but
now.
but
just over 10
but
years, yeah.
yeah, but it has been not like I'm always doing music. In the
Mm.
meantime, I finished my IT engineering for 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
I worked at Infosys company, which is very big in back home, and
Hmm.
I worked as an assistant software engineer, like an IT engineer.
Yeah.
Nice.
And after that, I came over here, 3 years of my bachelor's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and 2 years of break back home from my after my job.
Mm.
Then in that between, I did 2 music videos back home as well, and then just came here, finished my studies. So yeah, altogether, was not able to give so much time to the music. Then I decided that I would be coming. So yeah, so it's like 2008 till 2019. But
Okay.
studies were also there, and my own
Yeah,
things
so
were
it's
also
happened
there.
in between, bit here, bit there.
Yeah,
Oh,
but yeah,
okay.
I started in 2008. That's for sure.
Damn.
Okay, nice.
I
So
have
been
my
there for a fair
stuff
bit.
singing in the mall with the whole band, rock band, and all, which I used to do
Hey,
in my
Nice.
school timing. And in the YouTube, it's already there, like in the year 2009, and my name of my band back home, and I'm singing on the main mic. Like when I was I think when I was at your age, guys, like I'm 30 right now, and I was at around like 20 at that time. So yeah,
Damn, man, that's cool.
exactly.
nice.
Just quickly, with that, we do want to go on for a quick break just to get some music out to our listeners. So
Yes.
we'll just bring up a few songs here for the moment, and we'll get back to you right after this break.
Sounds good. Hello, everybody.
And we're back. So, just getting straight back into it with Pastry Rapper, Matt, and myself.
So, what are some setbacks you faced through doing music? Some pushbacks, some things that haven't gone quite well. What's
Especially considering you said, like, obviously, even it doesn't have to be negative stuff, because since you were also going to uni at the same time, imagine doing uni and then trying to get music sorted here and there, like, it'd be tricky, man. So, how's all
be
that
pretty
going?
hectic? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like coming from another country and just working for yourself and getting all the new things which you have never seen, and to adapt the culture and talk with the people, and things were difficult, no doubt. um, I always speak the positive stuff, definitely.
that's
So,
good.
Yeah.
so basically, like negative was like whatever was negative, I always try to make it possibly positive. So nothing was negative.
Yeah.
That's a good way to
And
look at
I
it.
just love it. I just love the problems. If they are coming to me, I always keep them in my pocket. I'm like, walk with me.
Okay.
And now you're in my pocket.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. Like, now
So you
you're in my
own your
pocket.
problems. You
Yeah.
own it.
Yeah, and I don't worry about the problems, like if it's empty stomach or if it's empty pockets or if it's your day-to-day relationships or maybe XYZ, anything related to your parents, your families, your friends, your even with your housemates, even with your pet, even with your dog or something. So
Your pet's
whatever.
adorable, though.
Yeah,
She's adorable.
she's adorable, no doubt. But the major thing is I love problems, but whenever it comes to me, I love them more. So they became my life partners, and
So you just you embrace them, kind of.
Yeah, I
Use
just
them as a
embrace
learning
them, yeah.
experience.
They're part of you, yeah. That's good,
Yeah.
man. That's a nice way of looking at it.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
You said so coming over to Australia. So how have you found it being here compared to back in your home country then? Like what's some of the biggest differences you've noticed?
First of all, population.
Yeah, there's bloody tons of us out here, isn't there?
And the most funniest thing, like no doubt I love my country, but when you're in Australia, you're an Australian, so I be like an Australian. Like I'm proud to be called as Australian as well if I'm in Australia. And yeah, I love the people, I love the food, I love the culture. Watching ALF, yeah, it's so good. I love watching ALF things. And um the difference was like the funniest thing I would like to say, like in India, in some countryside, like if you go to some village side, you will see some street dogs walking at your roads and some cows walking at your roads, but over here you don't see that thing. So I was like, yeah, it's so good, like it's good. But the same how the Perth is nowadays Mumbai, not exactly like Perth, but yeah, it's developing nowadays, and I was so happy to see the things from last 3 years. Yeah, like it's going beautiful, man. You guys need to check it out on Google's and all. Like it was so good. And about the Perth, especially, I like the Northbridge culture, especially on the
Oh,
weekends.
Northbridge, yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I
It's-
love it.
Vast majority of it's pretty good, but then occasionally you do get some
you
dickheads who
get-
make it crap for everyone with
You get that with anything and everything,
It's
man.
yeah,
Like,
pretty
yeah,
a
much.
lot of things
even
can
everywhere.
go really well, and then you just get these 1-2 arseheads,
Yeah.
and they just ruin everything.
And guys, if you are going to Northbridge, if you're Australian and listening to it and you'll go to Northbridge, don't be an asshole. Everyone's there to have fun. Just
Yeah.
enjoy yourself.
Exactly.
Don't pester or annoy other one because you're a dick if you do that, really.
I think that's a good way
Exactly.
to look at doing anything anyway.
Yeah, just don't be a dick to people, really. Everyone's
That's
here to
true.
enjoy themselves, to get shit done, and if
Yeah.
you're being a dick, well, it just kind of ruins that, and it's completely unnecessary.
That ruins the culture, bro, which we all are maintaining up here.
'cause-
Exactly.
Yeah, it ruins reputation, really.
Reputation, no
Yeah.
doubt about it. It's such a beautiful time when people go and off from your jobs and all, and just they go to party with their mates, and
Yeah.
and even if I can't say it right now, but because I'm married, but when I was not married, I used to go and party like I used to go by myself. Then over there I used to meet some few mates, and then we used to go casino after the party and all, and then
Yeah.
drink
Nice.
more. And after that, they are now more good and close friends of mine.
That's
So
good.
yeah, that's so good. Yeah. So as Matt said, don't be a fucking dick if you're at Northbridge.
Yes.
That's true, Matt. That's true. That's true.
With being married, does your wife doesn't live here with you, does she?
Oh, yeah. So my wife, my beautiful wife. So we are just waiting for the spouse visa to get her over here.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we have applied already. So we are just waiting for the immigration to get us the clearance that yes, your visa has came up. She can come at any time.
Oh, awesome.
So just waiting for her.
So what's it been
Yeah,
like
so-
not being able to see her for such a long time? Does it
It's
put a
already 8
strain on
months.
it or anything?
Yeah, it's a long. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. You guys keep regular contact though?
Every day, man.
Messenger,
every day, every
phone
day.
calls? That's good.
Yeah, like
Nice.
we keep the phone on and sleep.
Oh,
That's
that's
amazing.
cute.
Yeah,
That is cute.
I know.
Oh, that's
We
so
keep the
sweet.
phone on and just
Yeah.
sleep, and you're just like,
No,
okay, we're
none of
just
you
there.
snore, do you?
Oh, I snore. She doesn't. She's very smart. She just put the volume down of the phone.
Okay, yeah.
She's smart. Yeah, dude.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, communication always pretty much
Yeah, it's a big thing these days.
big key for any relationship, whether it's
Mm.
romantic or even just friends. Really, communications.
It's
Yeah,
always. It doesn't matter if it's been long distance relationship or if you're married.
Yeah.
If you not even thinking wrong from your heart to about another girl, you will never lose interest in your own woman. That's the thing. Whether she is your wife or whether she's your girlfriend or maybe your crush. So that's what I believe in, man. What I feel because I got married and it's been more than 8 months. I've never been on any other different chicks like that.
Yeah.
And boom,
Yeah.
set.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you fall in love with not only just the physical aspects of the person, but also
Exactly.
them,
Who they are,
like, their
yeah.
Emotions.
personality, and you fall in love with everything. And it's-
Everything.
Yeah, once you're in that state, it's hard to, as you said, it's hard to see
That's
anyone
true.
else aside
Yeah.
from the person you love most. And it's, yeah.
So true.
If and when she does come here, would she be helping you with some of the music stuff, or what does she do for your music
Oh,
stuff?
so
She
my wife
contribute?
basically, she she's like she completed her degree of accounting from in the year 2009 and from Perth,
Okay.
Oh,
and then she went back home, and after 1 year in 2011 she went to Singapore for doing the masters, and after that in 2015 she came back, and from India she followed her passion like me, and she did the fashion designing course.
oh, nice.
And after that she's right now designing all the clothes and everything, working with good companies
Yeah.
in
Oh,
US
awesome.
and all, and even in Toronto,
Yeah.
and working very hard. Yeah, like
Damn.
That's
she's
impressive.
working
man.
hard,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
And
But you're
when
making waves.
yeah,
The music
Seriously,
industry,
goddamn.
fashion industry,
That's impressive.
that's true.
powerhouse couple.
Yeah, but when she'll be here, I would be teaching her some sound skills like sound engineering, which I've learned. So
good.
what
Oh,
I would be doing, like, babe, today's my day off, and I got a mixing. You do that, you send it, I'll chill. So I'm gonna do that for sure.
Did you guys get married here in Perth or back
Um,
home, or where did you guys get married?
We got married in February. We started talking in 2018 at October, and we got married in 4 to 5 months. We talked,
Yeah.
but we
Damn.
never saw each other. That was the main biggest fact.
Damn.
Physically, we never saw each other. And a day before marriage, we just met. And before that, all the families have met, and everything was there.
Yeah.
And yeah, no doubt, the digital things like video calling and all, definitely you see,
yeah.
but physically also that,
You never actually gone in
yeah,
person.
like on a
Damn.
date or something like that
Was
as well.
this
Yeah.
and I don't mean I don't know try how do I word it? It wasn't kind of like
If you
a
can't.
arranged marriage, was it, or you didn't meet each other?
Lovely arranged marriage. Like we did arranged marriage for our parents, but our parents are like pretty, like it's 2019, and
Yeah.
same for India is also 2019. They are adopting the Western culture, and then so they were like, love each other first, then for this whole society and shit, we'll do the arranged marriage. But so that's why I call it lovely arranged marriage.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's actually pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a
So
nice
over
way
here
to-
in the Western culture, basically in like in the internationally, like in US or anywhere except India, it's like boy and a girl date, and then they decide to tell their parents. But in India, it happens like they also give us the same freedom, but they also say like, okay, so this is a well good family as well, and so
Yeah.
we would like you to meet this particular girl. If you think
Okay,
like
so
it's
they
interested, then it's all right. Otherwise, we have a lot of people.
yeah, so they
Mm.
kind of insist upon
Yeah,
other
and that's
families
how
and
you
stuff.
show the
Yeah.
love to your parents as well, man.
Yeah.
Because they love you. They've given you birth and they love you, man.
That's
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what happened.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Exactly.
With that, same kind of thing. So just quickly, how much have you traveled? So obviously, been home, been here.
Hmm.
You mentioned your wife went to Singapore. What about yourself? Have you just been from Mumbai, was it, and Perth? Have you also been to, I don't know, say England or America, or whereabouts have you been around the
Oh,
world?
I think my wife has been on, like, she's been to Africa, she's been to Tasmania, she's been to Dubai, she's been to Perth, she's been to all the different
Oh my
parts.
She's
And
beating you on the travel list.
yeah, she is. And she always traveled with the family, not with the friends and
Oh
all,
yeah.
because she's so much a family-oriented girl as well.
Oh,
That's what
Nice.
made me love her more.
Yeah.
Because I'm that kind of like raised up child, like, yeah, family first, that kind of thing.
I understand.
That's what I saw in her eyes, and I'm like, my son, or maybe in future my daughter, would be raised up like that, because me and my wife are similar.
Hmm.
So it's the same mutual feeling.
It's
So
family first.
yeah.
yeah, family first. And
man.
I just only traveled India and Australia. That's it.
Ah, okay,
And
that's fair.
she's just
Yeah.
rolling right now.
Okay.
Are there any places you'd want to visit from here, either yourself or with your lovely wife, or?
Oh yeah, definitely, because she loved traveling.
Hmm.
Like, if you will see her latest status on Facebook or maybe Instagram, it's always travel, travel, travel. So I'm like, yeah, I need to rip my ass more by
Yeah.
working, and earning money. So yeah, that's all good.
That's good. Well, international rapper, that'd get pretty interesting. So,
Oh yeah, bro. Like, just waiting for some good. Like, the things have started. Like, as I told you, my new track gonna be with Sony Music, and the things have started getting now. So
starting to build up steam and really push
yes,
forward. Yeah, that's good.
so that all the major people would be having a look on it, and all the people who subscribe and follow,
Yeah.
like, just need to give one super more good hit tracks, and then you set.
Yeah.
So
You're locking it in.
yeah, so I'm just working on that particular compositions and tracks, so that globally I'm being loved with everyone, not from my community people or something like that.
Yeah, so you're globally recognized and
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
You're
what
getting
my
your name
major
out
thing
there
is.
to everyone. Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I keep on collabing with Africans, with Australians, and all the other nationality, if I get a chance more.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's a good way of looking at it. Yeah. It's impressive, man.
Yeah.
Got any questions, or actually just taking a look? Do we want to take a quick break?
Yeah.
Just because we do try to keep these like kind of 15-minute segments, that
yeah,
kind of
for
thing.
editing purposes
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
Just because it is that kind of show. Nonetheless, we'll let you guys listen to a bit more music, and then we'll be right back to you.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. So, I had a question for you, Pace.
Yeah, bro.
If you could start all over again, what would you do differently? If you could start your music industry and everything all over again, what would you change, if
Knowing
anything?
what you do now.
Yeah. What would you change, if anything?
Nah, I'm happy what I'm doing.
There's
So
nothing
you're
you would
happy the way it
change.
went?
No, I'm
You
not gonna
wouldn't.
change
You wouldn't
anything.
study first and get all your skills, then go music, or you
nothing.
you'd repeat-
Everything perfect. I love my life.
you'd keep
Get
everything the
jealous.
same.
Everybody get jealous.
Okay, that's
Okay, that's actually a really interesting way of looking at it because a lot of people they'll go, and even some big artists, people go up to them and go, so if you could go back like 20, 30 years and tell your younger self what you would do, and they'd say, oh yeah, I'd say do this and that, but the fact that you're kind of acceptant of all of it and happy the way you've gone,
Yeah.
that's impressive. That's a
yeah.
good way of looking
Was
at
this
things, man.
always something you wanted to from a young age, like making music?
Like from the young age.
Yeah, like what was your passion as a kid? Was it making music, listening to music?
Yeah.
Hell, was it even
You know,
basketball? I
right?
don't know.
Like where I'm from.
Yeah, I think. I don't know if we actually we've talked about where you're
Like-
from exactly.
So guess, Mr. Matt Fox. Guess.
Somewhere in India. I'm not entirely
That's
sure.
it. So
Yeah.
Indians are pretty famous for their cricket.
Oh, okay.
Oh, damn.
Sachin Tendulkar, everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The best of the best cricket player of this whole universe at the
Ooh.
moment. The Master Blaster, people call
Hear
him.
that, Australia? He's calling us out.
Oh, I pretty
I ain't gonna
love.
touch that.
I pretty love.
Yeah, no,
the
it's all
cricket.
good.
Like
all good.
the
So I
team,
thought about playing or?
the team in Australia,
Hmm.
like 8 years ago. The team in Australia was one of the best team. They are also right now the one of the best, but the best team which I used to like was Shane Warne, Brett Lee, Matthew Hayden, Adam Gilchrist, the best openers ever. And then here comes the captain, Mr. Ricky Ponting. Oh my God,
Damn.
it was amazing, man. I used to just wait to watch, and then after that, if Ricky Ponting is out by any chance, then Michael Clarkey used to come and just take it over. It was amazing, man. It was amazing. So cricket was my first love, and after that, I started watching like in Australia. I've seen a show called Australia's Got Talent. And same,
Yeah, Australia's
and
Got
same
Talent,
in India is like India's Got Talent and Indian
Every
Idol and
country has
Australian
got
Idol like
we
that.
did a promo thing for something similar to India's Got Talent, announcing season 3, I think it was, in SAE.
Yeah, I think so. We did that.
Yeah, with I'm not
was-
sure who came in for it, but I know we did like an announcement.
It was, I think it was SN Production, Mr. Sachin.
Yeah,
Sachin
I think it
Jassal.
was something
Yeah,
like
he
that,
was the
yeah.
one. He was the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was actually promoting all the local Australian talent and giving them a good platform. And where you're studying right now, it's Murdoch, right?
Yeah.
So in Murdoch, there is a theater called Nexus Theater.
Yes, that's where I have my lectures.
Exactly. So you have your lectures there, and he's doing show on 15th of November. That same show which you have taken the
Oh,
interview for.
okay.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
Yeah,
I'll have to check
it's
that out.
happening at the Nexus Theater.
15th of November. I will do
Exactly,
that.
mate.
Quick
What
note.
day is it today? Today's Saturday. Saturday? Yes, Saturday.
Yeah,
today.
Saturday.
Yeah, so
So it's-
Losing track of time.
Oh, I don't know.
Dude,
I
things
would,
have been
time
going by.
moves so fast now that I just lose
Time
track
moves so
of
fast, no doubt,
what
man.
day is what and what.
Mm.
So 15th of November. That's next month. Next month. Cool.
Yeah, that's
a
next month.
Friday as well. So
yeah, that's true.
awesome.
You saved it, right?
Yeah, I'm doing it now.
Yeah,
We're live, right? We know we're using telephones and
Alright,
shit.
Oh yeah, so I was just going to quickly ask. So with the cricket, then, so is that because personally I'm not a real sporty guy.
Okay.
But was cricket? Are there any other sports you really like, or just
Oh
a
yeah,
mixed
so
focus, but-
in my school timing, in my high schools and all, I used to play cricket, high jump, long jump, 100 meters, 400 meters. I used to win
okay.
silver medals, gold medals like that.
Damn.
I used to
Nice.
beat up a lot. And yeah, it's just like thinking one more thing, right? I don't really remember that name, but over here you call it rugby, but
Oh, yeah.
in India we call it kabaddi. That's
Okay.
that's
I think
that's
I've actually heard of that. So yeah, keep
Yeah.
going.
Oh yeah, you might have definitely heard about it because in Perth it happens a lot.
Hmm.
because the Indian community, when they collab with the Australian communities,
Oh, yeah.
they keep on doing that stuff all together. So because when we all collab, we take our Indian company name and the Australian company name all together, and we say like, yeah, we're
Ah.
working together, and then, so yeah, so that was the thing. So yeah, so yeah, so I used to work. Sorry, I used to play. I used to not work. Like I used to play all the different kind of sports.
Hmm.
But in 2008, when I was in my 12th grade, like my final grade,
Mhm.
and yeah, so at that time realized and watched that show called Indian Idol, and
Okay.
I realized that what the hell these guys do, and I can do the same. And this is so good. You can come on TV. You know, when you start the things, you want to be like, wow,
Yeah, you
I
want
want to
to.
be
Yeah.
here,
I
man.
want that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
I
I
want
can do
that.
that.
Girls will be so mad about you, like, so wow, yeah, like so that same flaunty things and all kind of stuff just came up in my mind. But I started as a fun. I started as just everybody. I think even if it's Eminem or if it's Snoop or back home it's Rafta or Honey Singh, they will all start singing in front of their friends. And when they appreciate that, he get a boost, and then he just start
it's
thinking
the
about himself.
confidence boost and
Exactly. So
Yeah.
friends are the major thing who really help them.
Yeah.
So yeah, then my friends appreciated me, and now see, I'm just working good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good way of looking at it. With the sorry, you go.
Oh, okay. No, because I was going to say we've got a friend of ours who listens pretty much every episode, pretty much, Sam. And big shout out to her. It's her birthday today. So happy birthday, Sam.
Oh, happy
Oh,
birthday.
Sam, happy
You're
birthday.
our constant listener well, we know our constant listener, and we thank you so much for that. So big happy birthday to you. And yeah. Sorry, as you were saying, but just on the topic of friends, I thought I'd say that.
Nice. I was just going to ask, so, obviously those are some of your big influences like Snoop Dogg and whatnot. These days, do you still keep up with a lot of music these days? Some of the newer names coming out, either looking for people to maybe collab with or just trying to get an idea of the genre and kind of music scene at the
Oh,
moment?
okay, I get your question. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm up for every genres. Like I respect Indian classical, I respect death metals, I respect rock bands like Iron Maiden and Metallica and
Yeah.
General Boredoms and Chop Suey's, kind of like these tracks like they made me go crazy. I keep on thinking like whenever they're playing any music, when they will give me a bridge, how can I rap on that while crawling and
Yeah.
screaming in that? Like the way Linkin Park, Chester, and Mike Shinoda do their stuff.
Yeah.
Like if you have heard about Linkin Park,
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
so
yeah,
they-
everyone's heard of
I
Linkin
think
Park.
you probably know more about them. I've got maybe a few songs that I've listened to, but
Yeah, I used to listen to Linkin Park a fair bit when I was younger,
I
yeah.
always listen to Linkin Park, man. I'm a
Yeah.
big fan of them.
Nice.
Yeah, because Chester is no more, no doubt.
Yeah.
Rip to his beautiful soul, but Mike Shinoda is one of my favorite rappers as well. Like he is rapping on that rock leads, guitar, and bass thing like that.
Yeah.
That's really unique and good.
It's kinda
Same as like Limp Bizkit people always.
Limp Bizkit, yeah, yeah, I
Exactly.
know what you're talking about.
Exactly, they always do the same. Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort.
Yeah, Papa Roach.
Papa
okay.
Roach, that's another one. And Limp Bizkit, like MIB and the Mission Impossible track, they gave a track as well.
Oh, did they?
Oh yeah, Limp Bizkit people, they did it.
Oh, shit. Okay. I
Yeah,
didn't
the
know
Mission
that.
Impossible. Yeah, the movie of Tom Cruise. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
So
that's
it
cool.
was really
How many
great.
Mission Impossible movies are there now? I think there's like 7
Oh,
or 8 different.
There's a
Mission
lot of
Impossibles.
Mission Impossibles
Yeah.
at this point. They kept on going with it. Like, Tom Cruise, it's his baby. He just loves it so
He's,
much.
like, despite his age, he's really body fit. Like,
Yeah, well, he does all his own stunts.
yeah,
so it's
exactly. So I
impressive.
think he's mid 50s now. I think, and he's
Yeah.
still
Yeah, he's
fit as
mid
a fiddle.
50s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, I remember seeing this because I think I was watching this on Corridor Crew on YouTube. Apparently, Tom Cruise, since with Mission Impossible, you know how he's done stunts like being on the side of a building or hanging onto a plane and
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah.
Originally, no insurance company would actually insure him for all that, and the producer
Oh.
would say, no, you're not doing this in the movie. That's why if you check all the Mission Impossible movies, he's the head producer. He took over, so now no one can tell him no. He can do the stunts if he wants to.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Damn.
Got his own thing.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
But yeah, going back, so with the genres and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
because even Mike Shinoda, I've been looking at some of his stuff lately because he's definitely still making waves and he does a lot of work. What about maybe some newer stuff? Because what do you think of maybe some of the newer artists in the rap genre? Because there have been some new faces, I say new coming out
Mm-hmm.
because, especially with mumble rap, as, mumble
Yeah,
rap with
mumble. Yeah.
autotune, that coming up. But then you also have stuff like, have you ever heard of artists like Joyner Lucas, Amine?
Mm-hmm.
Taking a look, Anderson Paak to an extent, but artists like that, do you keep up with some of their work or how the genre's going?
Oh yeah, I've been listening to really fresh music nowadays as
Hmm.
well, like the new artist. Like I also call myself new because for my seniors like Snoopy and everybody, we are new.
Yeah.
So and for them, the Tupac and these kind of people are new.
Hmm.
So yeah, I just love to listen,
Hmm.
but when it comes for collaboration of kind of something, so what I basically think like. If a person is just picking up a guitar and started learning from his day one, so I respect him and I believe that I can collaborate with him because he's giving his efforts.
Oh, okay, nice, yeah.
He's just giving his efforts. So when it comes to the collaboration in a track or a music video, if he has really a good auto-tune voice as well, which people will be adapting it, if I think
Hmm.
my heart says, I would be saying yes. But with
Okay.
not like that kind of people,
Yeah.
I can't do that, bro. That mumble rap.
Yeah.
No.
That's sick,
I
bro.
mean,
That's sick.
some of it's good, but then others just like, sorry, could you repeat that, please?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a case of like these days, everyone, because in the state of the age we are now, everybody can get out their own music or whatever they
SoundCloud
think. Yeah,
rappers.
SoundCloud rappers. And it's a case of
SoundCloud rappers.
if they
Yeah.
think they can, they'll put it out there. And then it becomes a case of who actually gets there and who actually has some skill and starts making waves and who just kind of puts a bit of auto tune over their voice
Yeah.
and
Sure.
starts copying a
With that
track.
though,
and-
I find if you're doing it for yourself, you'll enjoy it more than if you're doing it for others.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing it for
Yeah.
others, then you're constantly going to be seeking validation from others. And if you're doing
Mm.
it and you're getting 5 views on your music video, then obviously you're going to feel like shit because no one's listening to me. I'm not good enough. But if you're doing it for yourself, if you're doing it because it's something you enjoy, like
Yeah, if you
like
love it.
our original podcast, we did it on
Yeah.
YouTube and we were getting maybe 5 to 7 views per video, but it didn't matter. We were doing it for ourselves. We weren't
Yeah.
doing it in the hope that we were going to explode like Joe Rogan, which hopefully that we will get to. Well, I don't know if we'll get.
We'll be there. We'll be there.
Yeah, look
but
out,
yeah.
Joe Rogan, we're coming.
But yeah, it was a case, like we were just recording on your phone, just
Yeah.
like down the park, and we were just releasing. We'd get maybe
Yeah, exactly. So
3
if
views.
you are looking to release music, videos, written word, audio stuff like this, do it for yourself. Do it
Yeah.
because you're passionate about it, because you want to do it. Don't do it seeking validation from others, because if you do that, you're gonna fail.
You can
Yeah.
feel,
You're
yeah,
gonna fail.
that's
So
true,
do it for
mate.
yourself.
It's got to be coming. This sounds cheesy, but it's got to be coming from the heart. It's got to be something that is a part of you and that you want
Yeah,
to
you got to
do.
be authentic. Don't
Yeah.
put on some mask or masquerade to hide it. If you're doing it, be authentic, be true to yourself. Do it because you like it, because you're passionate about it, and yeah.
Yeah.
Saturday's motivation talk.
Well, on that, just kind of on that topic, what do you think if someone loses interest then? And this is just to both of you, but what if, say, someone, because for instance, with our podcast, what if we got really big with this, but then we lost interest in it? Would you then say, hey, keep doing it because you've got that fan base and because you've come so far? Or would you say, quit it if you don't feel like you're enjoying it? Like, say, for instance, someone becomes a really big music artist, they reach the entire world, and then they just feel like they can't keep it up, they don't want to do it anymore. Should they just give up music if they feel like it, or should they push to keep trying and keep up what they have?
I feel if you have accumulated such a fan base because it's something you're passionate about, if you are truly passionate about it, I don't think you'll quit because it'll always be there. It'll always be the driving force. Because if you've been doing this for 30 years or something, you're not just going to one day wake up and it's all gone. It's like it's like Elton John. Like
That's
he's
true.
nearly 90.
True, yeah. Elton,
This is his passion. Music is his blood pretty much, and he'll continue to do it till he
That's true,
drops
mate.
dead on stage practically. Like
yeah.
yeah, if you're truly passionate about something, I don't think there is a time where you will just wake up and be like, you know what, I'm kind of done with this now. No, because
Fair enough.
if you do, then I don't think you were as passionate as you once believed. I think it was just
Yeah.
you thought you was passionate about it, but then when you actually got into it and put in the time and effort, and you realize it's not necessary for you. Like for me, when I was a kid, wanted to be a writer because I enjoyed writing stories, and I've written a few little short stories.
Same, yeah.
But then going into high school and stuff, I can't write for shit. Like when it comes to conveying ideas and information, I'm crap at it. I'm much better talking, communicating, and teaching like that. But I'm still gonna do stuff with story because, for example, the video production, a sense of story is a good way to. Even with your music, obviously there's a story behind
Absolutely.
behind the
whole
music, and
script
it's-
and the story has been
Yeah, exactly. Just because it's not written down as a book per se, there's still story and meaning behind everything. Music, tattoos, pictures. There's story.
Any kind of art form, there's a reason
Exactly.
behind it.
Yeah, there's meaning, there's a story and everything. And I don't like what. How do you come up with your stories with your music? Like, is it something that organically grows with when you're writing the lyrics, or how does that kind of?
No, what about me is like whenever I write lyrics, definitely the themes comes and you think about the music video. But what I do, when the whole music like audio is completed, I just take a pen and a paper, I just sit and try to just write a crazy stuffs like which public will really take it in a good comedy way as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it will be organic, no, what do you call, like organically, like commercial as well. Like the labels will also
Okay.
accept it.
Yeah.
But people will laugh at. But although, like altogether, I can say like it should be like public demand stuff. Like it should be public demanded. So yeah, that's what I particularly feel like. Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long have we been going for? Because actually,
We've actually been going for about an hour. I was going to say, do we want to get in a few more things and then maybe wrap things up, or?
yeah. Any more questions? Or
I
from what
haven't-
you've. Well, what if we did actually write a list here, guys,
Yeah.
and we've
Sort of
like,
been
more or
looking-
less answered most of them, but.
I did have one quick question, just with the music videos. Just with future ones, have you got any particular ideas or any? Because with a music video, it's a chance to tell a story with your song. Are there any big ideas, any big music videos that you kind of dream of doing in the future, or like what's your dream music video? What's your dream story you could tell?
That actually kind of fits in perfectly with my next question as well. So, yeah.
Okay.
Have
so,
at it, please.
So this is just like bread on a butter. The more you apply, the more you will enjoy eating. Like the more you spend the money in your music video, it would be like next level. But my major stuff would be like how I particularly put my audios in a very great way. So right now, what I'm thinking like, music videos, yes, that justify and attract the peoples and the crowd and the labels and all, definitely. So because I'm always myself like producer, I only do my own music videos, I apply my own money.
Yeah.
And one more thing, like if the labels are now joining with me, so I'll try to get more good output in the music videos. But when I'm doing myself, like I stop at limited space.
Yeah.
And then I try to put everything on my audios because it's the audio when people gonna dance when they are partying from Friday to Sunday in the clubs and everywhere. So my majorly motive is for the club tracks, a good super hit club tracks, so that people dance
so
on that
it's-
track.
Yeah.
It's how you make the audience feel.
Exactly.
Yeah, because the good saying I heard is people will forget what you said, they'll forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
even if the video doesn't turn out well, it's the feeling people get when they're listening to the music. It's it's the
if
vibe.
I just
that
shoot
comes
it
out.
in my, if I just shoot in my, with my phone as well, and the audio is good, sitting on a toilet on a commode like that, bro, it's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it would be super hit.
Yeah, and I guess that feeling, that's kind of like nostalgia. Even if you can't remember a single name, a single face, or anything about it, as long as you remember how you felt about it, then
Yeah,
it's always going to hit
exactly.
hard, and
Yeah,
it's always going to be beautiful to you.
Yeah, exactly.
All that matters are good composition and then touchy lyrics, and no doubt your backbone is your music
Yeah.
of the whole track. So it's just like a whole team, which I've really got it over here in Perth. We all are working together and doing hard, and one day rise and shine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I have one more question, but did you have another one, Matt?
Yeah, it was on the topic of the music video. So, how do you decide what goes into the music video? Aside from if it's a party track, you'll have party scenes, but like for specific things, how do you know what to put into the music video?
Okay, like you're talking about like different like give me any theme like
So, what locations? How do you decide on locations for like party tracks? Do you
Oh,
try
for
and
the
seek
party
out
tracks.
how do you go about finding venues and stuff like that?
okay, so,
So, what does the venue need to have to make it?
more good and
Make it what you
yeah,
envision.
what I basically think is like if it's a party track, it should be full of girls. Whether it's doesn't matter you're booking a good villa
Yeah.
or maybe it's on the road, but it should have a good girls
Yeah. Okay.
that attracts boys and
Yeah.
everybody and
Yeah.
and after that if you got some good equipments like for you guys I advise from my end like what I'm using you can edit a bit in your own music videos if you're going to do this in future. I'm using this concept like it would be East Perth place
Okay.
where it's near the river
Hmm.
where we park the cars and we just go and walk
Okay.
as I said the East Perth and it's just like a big park kind of thing.
Okay.
And in park I'm just making girls wear different kind of birds and police and XYZ shirts and t-shirts like that. And over there, we all are having some play guns with full of waters and just putting it over there and awesome sexy shots and the beautiful location of the city. Boom, your party scene is done.
Yeah, nice.
You just have to just take one of your mate's car. If you don't have a good big budget car, don't show the logo of the car. Just show that you're coming out from the car. Start the party. End the party by getting drunk or maybe all the girls beating you and your video is super hit then. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
So it's simple, man. It's simple. Like for the music videos, yeah, you just do like that, a simple concept and all.
That's right.
Yeah.
Never drink and drive. Always drink responsibly. Do not drink
Yes,
until
please.
you are 18. PSA, we need to do that. So, guys, please be responsible when drinking. Don't drink and drive. Always drink when you're over 18. Never drink underage because it's bad.
And it's illegal as well.
It's illegal,
It's
yeah.
illegal, not
please
bad.
don't-
It's
Yeah, it's illegal. So
illegal.
please don't do it because it does affect your brain and you'll feel the effects of it later. You'll become not as bright, let's just say that.
Yeah.
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 But nonetheless, so that's your kind of way of getting a good party scene for music video then.
Yeah, like if you change the theme, I can give you a new example right now.
Okay, so instead of say a party song, say something more gangster or say something more romantic, what would you do for a music video
For the
something
romantic?
like that? Yeah, for instance, romantic then. How would you go about getting a music video for something romantic?
Okay, the concept would be the starting of the track would be same, but the location would be different. A guy just stopped his car at the North Bridge. Okay,
Yeah.
and what happened? He saw a chick, and he's not looking like a dirty, like not
Yeah.
like dirty, like he's just looking like wow, she's so gorgeous, like that.
Admiring her.
Admiring her, exactly. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
looking so gorgeous, admiring her. And what happens? He just quickly park his car, run to that girl, and she's like, "Hey, girl," and she's like, "Oh, I have a boyfriend."
Oh.
Yeah. So his heart breaks, and
okay.
he said, "Doesn't matter, just listen." I was just about to say, "I love you," and that girl was like, And now what I'll show in next 3 to 4 different scenes, like coincidentally, the luck is actually making them meet again and again.
Oh, so they coincidentally.
Yeah,
always bump
coincidentally.
Yeah,
into
so
each
they
other,
just
like
keep
that.
bumping into
You're
each
bumping
other.
into
Yeah.
each other,
So as if it
friends
was
parties.
As if it was fate and destined to meet.
Destined to happen. Exactly.
True Disney style.
Yeah, true.
True Disney.
And after that, they keep on meeting. And after that, what happened? That girl was having a relationship. We'll show that in the music video and the story. That girl was having a relationship from last 6 years, and now that boyfriend has stopped taking interest in him. Like that girl's boyfriend,
Yeah.
and
And so it's
then
dying out. And
yeah,
then-
and that boy hit him up, ask for a date. Finally, girls say yes. Then they go in on the beach, and the romantic scene starts. Then King Parks, and then Fremantle beaches, and Cottesloe and Scarborough, and then restaurant scenes.
Yeah.
And after
Nice.
that, when the end of the story, they are just kissing
Yeah.
near the city.
Nice.
Just with that PSA, we do not
Oh my
encourage.
God.
Well, we kind of do because we're not trying to encourage cheating
Right,
or
well,
anything like that.
Oh,
So
yeah,
don't
absolutely.
cheat. If they say they're in a relationship, boyfriend girlfriend, do respect that. Don't be
Yeah,
a
don't
dick and
push
try
it.
and push your way in because they could be happy and whatever.
Mm.
But yeah, make sure everything's consensual and don't try and force anything. But not that we're saying we're encouraging it, but we might as well just say PSA: don't do that stuff because be respectful when it comes to relationships and cheating and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Don't be a dick about it.
Exactly.
This is a music video, not real life.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we got to make the right impression, and well, for people listening, because they can't actually.
Teenagers needs to understand this thing. Teenagers
Exactly.
especially needs
Yeah.
to
Oh god,
understand.
the actually no, I'm not going to say it here because they actually work on this show, so I can't say anything. So I can't say anything. But needless to say, the youth of now compared to when we were younger, wow, vastly different, and just.
You say when we were young, you're 20, I'm 19. There's not a big
I know,
gap.
I can say,
yeah,
I can
know,
say, I
know,
can
but,
say.
like, they were
Yeah, you can say.
13, 14, or
Oh,
whatever.
God,
and
yeah.
It's still like.
Now I can say
Oh
I'm
my
30.
God, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, big difference, and
Things are
without
changing.
trying to be rude or anything, like this is why I don't want kids. But just
No,
anyway,
bro, kids are beautiful, but
if
should
they're
be
raised
treated and
properly, and
These
yeah.
days, yeah, considering how things are going with society and some
Oh,
things,
God.
it's interesting. But nonetheless, I think we've been going well over an hour now, so
might be our longest one.
yeah, probably our longest one, in which
Doesn't
case
matter. We
we
had
might
an
need to
amazing
wrap things up.
guest, so
Thank you,
We
guys.
have really enjoyed having you on
Yes,
here, Pace.
thank
You've
you.
been wonderful.
Same here.
We
And
appreciate it very
a
much.
big shout out to DRN1 and the whole team. And thank you, Matt and Harry and Russell, for inviting me up here.
Yeah.
It's
Glad-
your boy
glad you
Pedia. Namaste, Sasyakal, Assalamu alaikum to everybody. I love you all.
Awesome.
And we have been This, That, The Other. I'm Harry.
I'm Matt, and I hope you guys have an amazing week. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Bye.